We are live right now. Wow. Back to the original.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I'm going to not record this because I don't need to have a hiccup.
Yeah, you don't need anything to happen. Again.
Again.
We're
Yeah.
recording.
7 o'clock. We're live. I don't know. Do we? Let's see here. Your countdown live stream is over. Share it to people. Yeah, there we go. I like it. How do you share that?
There you go. That's a little better.
Then you're boom. What up? There's that. Let's do this. We are live.
There you go. So we're good. I can be at by my computer and I have to look at my phone, stuff, big screen.
Yeah, just don't get used to it.
I know I won't.
Don't get used to it. Yeah, we live, boys and girls. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at 262 pounds.
Yeah, right. 44 years old, out of retirement.
Yeah, out of retirement. Gosh, okay.
You think he starts on Sunday?
Who?
You
Who's
think
that?
Rivers?
If Rivers starts, dude, it'd be hilarious. It'd be funny, actually. I don't think so.
Yeah, he's all we got. So
hey, so can you see what are you seeing right now? I don't know. Like, are you just seeing me?
yeah, well, I see the whole stream. I see the whole setup. I'd be able to see me, and all that.
No, I understand. Like, you just see this, me, you see where we sit, right? That's all you see. You don't see any of my the lot people are viewing and comments and all that.
No, not through my phone.
Okay,
No.
okay. I just want to make sure. Right, I'll just tell you, we got two viewers right now. Hopefully, you're not one of them.
I am.
God damn it, dude. I'm
just making sure, dude. Look,
I might as well start as well. No, perfect.
Just checking.
Yeah, I know. I got asked, or I didn't get asked. Well, one of the guys from last year I coached, he's like, "Hey, how do you sign up for the alumni game?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Oh,
I'm like,
I know there was a link that was attached to the post on Facebook.
That's what I told him. I said, "Go to Facebook and whatever." And then he's like, "Hey, men's league tonight, 7:30." I'm like, "Yeah, we're doing live stream. Won't be able to, be there." He's like, "Dude, you're gonna be so rusty at the alumni game." One, I haven't signed up yet, but I told him too. I said, "Dude, last 2 years I've scored multiple goals. I think I'll be fine."
No, right?
Like, calm down.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
So, but yeah.
If anybody was gonna be rusty, it'd be me. I was doing it.
I would agree. But... I would agree. So, okay, we'll hop. Well, yeah, hopefully some guys show up. If not, oh well, who cares?
That's what it is.
We just need to get this out there on freaking YouTube. My gosh, I tell you what. So yeah, just so you guys know that who is watching this. Yeah, last night we usually record, and our recording process, we got 2 hours worth of stuff, and it just completely stopped.
Yeah, it got corrupted.
Yeah, it's no chance for survival. So yeah, we're just done with that. I don't know. I'm really debating. Probably to factory reset my whole computer just so we won't have that problem. And I was still planning on using this computer for other things, but I'm done with it. So I think I'll do that. But I think probably the rest of this year we'll probably just use our laptop that we use for live streaming games, just so things like this don't happen again. Unless this is what you guys kind of doing this again, because I know this ain't going to give us problems. This will be just fine. Yeah. But this maybe can get us more questions out there. Have you guys interact with us and things like that. So we'll see. Maybe we'll do a little poll, see if more guys want to see a live stream rather than a video. Either way, it'll be out there. But, while you're at the live stream, at least we can answer some questions and things like that. So I think our biggest thing was that we were losing internet connection last year. So we just didn't want to keep doing that. But now that, I got Ethernet straight to my router. I got lucky with that. I should have showed you that process, dude. That was a process. It was quite something.
I'm sure. I'm
So,
sure it was, especially
so
where it's at.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know. You guys let us know what you think. If you think live stream would be fun, so you guys can come in, talk to us, things like that, interact. I would be down for it. It's a fun way to communicate with you guys. So we can. So yeah, yeah. Just let us know. Other than that, though, we got stuff to talk about for the third time now. So. And the funny thing is, I haven't even looked at the standings, but I guarantee they've changed just from last night alone. So,
Yeah, they did, and I saw two crazy, or one crazy thing. I got when I was listening to one of the games on the way to work, and then I finally watched. I got to watch the end of it at work, and it was pretty funny. It was the Edmonton game.
oh yeah,
Get to that.
well yeah, well start a little bit NHL. I know there was 4 games last night. Got tied with like 15 seconds, less than 15
Well,
seconds or less. That's
yeah,
just crazy. So we'll get into
yeah.
that, but right now let's hop in. What we started kind of yesterday with was Carter Sanderson. Carter Sanderson is playing in the World Junior A Challenge right now. That's up in Canada. There's 2 Canadian teams and 1 Sweden team, and then the USA. Only 4 teams. It's not a big a thing. It's like I said, it's just juniors, so everyone kind of in his league, and then they're actually up right now 1-0 against Canada West, I believe what it was. But Carter does have an assist in Team Sweden, so that's pretty cool, pretty exciting stuff there. And then yeah, Carter's just been on a tear. He's almost a point per game guy with the Lumberjacks this year. He's been seeing the first, second line. I know he's been seeing some power play stuff. So Carter's just been kicking butt right now in the Lumberjacks. But yeah, we're excited for him in this opportunity that he's got right now with Team USA. That's just along the road. Give him a couple years and he might be on the actual World Juniors team for Team USA. So pretty exciting stuff for him. And he just keeps on playing some good hockey. So I know we kind of talked about how hopefully maybe like with this competition he's seeing up in Canada and with Sweden, that he can come back down and play in the Lumberjacks, and the game may maybe be a little bit slower for him. So we're excited to see what happens. Especially we're very excited because we'll be a month away, and we'll be in Sioux Falls watching him and the Lumberjacks face off against the Stampede. So we're excited for that, man.
Heck yeah. Hoping he shows us some good stuff there because we right along the glass. So we'll
I don't, dude. I'm tempted to make a
hang in
sign.
there.
I found a good quote, a good little saying. I don't know if I can find it. Let's see.
Well, in the meantime, I'm looking for you. How do we, for those of us who, want to look up the World Juniors going on right now, if you remind
Yes.
us what to
So
search
if
up,
you,
because
yeah,
it's different.
exactly. So if you want to search up and see the scores, you got to make sure you do World Juniors A Challenge. Again, that challenge is just going to be at the end of this week, which would be like December, 13th or 14th. I think is the last day, something around there. So, not too many more days for that. I can't believe I don't know where that's at. Gosh darn it, dude! There was a good one I saw for Carter.
Yeah, it's in Quebec.
Oh, right there.
That's
Yeah,
where
that
it's
it is
being
in
played.
Quebec. Yeah, right here. What is Carter shoots, goalie regrets life choices. Like that'd be a fun little sign. You know what I mean?
There you
So,
go. He like that.
but yeah, so yeah, Carter again. Yeah, he's up there. Hopefully, but yeah, I think the big thing with Carter right now, we're excited to go watch him. We're excited to see what his game's like in person and things like that. So I'm excited for it. And yeah, we don't know exactly what we'll do quite yet with a video or anything like that. Not sure. I'll bring the mics with just in case we want to get mic'd up and whatnot. But
Yeah. For now, I think we're going to really enjoy and
yeah,
just watch him play.
exactly. So yeah. But yeah, other than that, hopping into South Dakota hockey. A lot of things I want to talk.
Busy.
Yeah, I want to talk quite a bit about this. Well, just because I got so much cut off last night. But so yeah, try to make it short, and then even shorter. Yeah. Anyways, well, let's just hop into the girls varsity right away.
Mm.
Girls varsity right now, Brookings. We'll go through the standings. Brookings is number 1. Sioux Falls is number 2. Watertown at 3. Pierre at 4. Rapid at 5. Aberdeen at 6. Sioux Center at 7. And Mitchell at 8. Now, Brookings does hold the number 1 spot because they have 6 games played. Sioux Falls Flyers and Brookings have already played, and Sioux Falls has beat Brookings, so they would be technically number 1, but they just don't have the points right now because they only have 4 games to Brookings, 6. So, so that's that. So yeah, but I think you're gonna see right now, you're gonna see Brookings and Sioux Falls looking at that 1 and 2 spot for girls varsity. So see what happens. But other than that, I will say we're watching or recording Mitchell and Aberdeen. It was fun. It was a fun game to watch. Mitchell has 3 girls on one line, 18, 21, and 14. They got speed, they got connection, and it was fun to really watch that. So, but if I had to give a little criticism on just what I've been watching so far from videotaping Aberdeen's games and also watching video from Capital City Rock with Pierre. Shoot the puck more, ladies. Just shoot that puck. Too many times I think I just seen a lot of the girls are in that slot or face-off circle, and they just maybe look for a pass, but they're just not shooting the puck. I just feel like I could see more shooting and more goals opportunity. That's going to be big here when it comes down to the, from Watertown all the way to Mitchell. Those girls need to shoot that puck, get that puck on net. Yeah, you can have 40 some shots, but if they're not quality shots, I understand. But you got to shoot that puck. Every shot you can get is an opportunity of a goal. And if you don't, you're going to, just like Wayne Gretzky said, 100 shots you don't take, you're going to miss. Right. Yep. So
exactly.
Take those shots. It's a very simple thing, but a lot of times I was like surprised at I think I said it before, like I predicted it. And Aberdeen in the slot taking never pass or taking the puck around the net. Like I caught myself doing that a couple times because it was like, that's a perfect time to take a shot, and they didn't take one. So
you're anticipating them taking one, and then they kind of
So I'm excited. I will say it was fun to watch. The Mitchell girls, 21 especially, has a bunch of speed. And it was just fun to watch. Yeah, I I really enjoyed that. It was fun to watch, and when we're passing with the girls and you do with the guys, but yeah, that speed, it got me watching a little bit more, got me more entertained for it, and it had some nice off, 2-on-1s, 2-on-0s, and things like that for Mitchell. So it was quite fun to watch. So. And I know Pierre has some girls that are pretty quick as well. So, yeah, girls varsity, man. I tell you what, I think it's going to still be pretty darn close. I think, Brookings and Sioux Falls might take it away. But other than that, man, I think all these other teams, they can all fight for that 3rd spot. Of course, they all get to go to state, but.
Man, and then Watertown plays Brookings coming up next. That's their next game, is on the 19th of December. So that'll be a good matchup. And then they play on Saturday, they play the Capitals. Here. Yeah. So that'd be a good weekend for them, for Watertown, to see where they place at, since they're right there in 3rd. So to see how they go up against Brookings, and then see how they go up against Pierre. It should be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that.
Yeah. And they play the Flyers right after the next following week, so after Christmas. So that's a pretty tough couple 3 games coming up for them. Yeah,
for sure. So now we'll jump down to or jump up, or whatever you want to do, I guess, on that is the varsity, boys varsity. And then before I kind of get into that, I will say I'm excited. It's funny because like the season just started, but I'm excited for next season as well. But right now you have that their there might be top, like I think it was, right, we talked about Huron's like number 1 for JV boys.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
they're kind of towards the bottom for varsity. And
Mm-hmm.
we know about the numbers can be different. You play, so most of their guys on varsity are probably JV guys, things like that. So like I understand,
Person.
yeah, we understand that.
Yeah, they've always kind of been short on like players
Yeah,
like playing. So they've always had kind of a short bench, so they've always had to take extra shifts. So conditioning wise, Huron is always probably one of the better teams that is conditioned in the state,
yeah,
I would say.
yeah. And so yeah, so when it comes to that, I'm excited for next year's and things like that, because like Sioux Center, right? Sioux Center just got
Hmm.
done with a nice shutout. Jackson Keene, hey, good shutout against them. We showed his big save on our platforms here, and so um, things like that really excite me, because like right now Sioux Center's varsity is not that hot. And again, I don't even
Hmm.
know, is JV for Sioux Center just their own team and varsity their own team, or like, I'm not sure how that all works out, right? I would assume they got quite a bit of guys there that if you make varsity, you're on varsity, but if you're on JV, you're on JV. I could be
Yeah.
wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do, are like Huron where they have a shortened bench and things like that. Um, but things like that excite me, because you take Rapid, right? Rapid is dominant, against the Sioux Center, 25-0.
Hmm.
Crazy good. I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever seen a 25 game get put up. Like it's super, super hard to do that, because you're in runtime.
Yeah.
And so that to me is just crazy to see them 25-0 just like that. But now, again, go back to what excites me for next year is, um, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe, well, I know Wyatt is a senior. Wyatt
Yeah.
Reeder is a senior. Cameron is a senior, I believe. Jackson and Colton, I believe, on Rapid are seniors. I could be wrong. Um, I just know for sure Wyatt is. But either way, they're going to lose. And I think all 4 of those guys got a hat trick in that game. If not 3 out of the 4, 2 out of the 4 definitely did. But to lose even 3 of those guys or 2 of those guys is going to be hard on Rapid. And I really think that they will, I would have to think, unless they got guys in JV or, maybe coming up that are going to take this
Mhm.
spot, which is going to be hard to do.
Yeah.
But I
Hard
think
shoes to
next
fill.
year is going to be so much more competitive for the first place.
Yeah.
I think right now everyone expects Rapid to be number 1, and it's
Hmm.
just I think that's just how it is. But next year, like, I think Rapid might not be on that top Pold'em poll, for
Hmm.
next year. And that's what excites me. And this is still fun to watch,
Hmm.
kids that can compete, it's not like Rapid goes, everyone plays Sioux Center and everyone's right around that maybe 10, 11 or whatever range. But to dominate and get 25,
That's
that
pretty impressive.
you have talented kids that can play hockey, and that's
Hmm.
what we want to showcase.
Hmm.
And I'm not saying we want to showcase a 25-0 blowout, but we want to showcase that there's
Yeah.
talent here.
Yep.
Jackson, take Jackson Keene on JV for Sioux Center. That's one big diving save, right?
Hmm.
We want to showcase that. So
Hmm.
it's unbelievable what Rapids done so far. But
Hmm.
again, yeah, next year is what's going to be a little bit more exciting for me, I feel
Yeah,
like.
it might be a little bit more spread competitiveness across the board, rather than just kind of having those top like 3 teams kind of dominate for the most part of the season. You have maybe more of those ones that are right now, kind of at the bottom, hovering around. They'll should next year, I think, based off looking at the JVs, that yeah, there should be a good talent coming up. So, so it's
Yeah,
good for the future.
I'm excited for that for sure.
Sioux Center's JV, they won against Rapid.
Yeah, twice.
Huron's
Yeah.
obviously leading, right now. So I mean, like if you look at the varsity, both those basically you just flip flop their records right now,
Yeah.
from JV to
Dude,
varsity.
you know how crazy that would be to see Huron like top 5
It'd be
and
awesome.
on boys varsity like that. I
Yeah.
don't remember. Like, I remember Huron used to be amazing when my like in 07, 08s and stuff like that. They were so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be fun to see them, back up there. But yeah, let's go through the standings here for boys varsity. Again, we got Rapid. We also have 3 teams undefeated. So Rapid's at number 1. Both Sioux Falls are undefeated. Sioux Falls East will be number 2. Sioux Falls West at number 3. Then we have Yankton at 4, Watertown at 5, Pierre at 6, Brookings at 7, Huron at 8, Aberdeen at 9, Brandon Valley at 10, Mitchell at 11, and Sioux Center at 12. Again, I think now Brookings has lost 3 games. They lost to Sioux Falls West, I believe I think we said, or maybe East, and then they lost to Rapid. Whew, excuse me.
East. It was East, I believe.
Okay, and so again, out of the 2 versus 4, right, with Sioux Falls's, Yankton, and Brookings, all 4 of those teams right there, they're gonna be either a win one, lose one against each other, or it's gonna be a sweep type of thing. But that's gonna be your 2, 3, 5 is gonna be your Sioux Falls, Yankton, and Watertown, or I'm sorry, and Brookings. That's gonna be your 2 through 5 with Rapid at 1. It's just kind of how it is. And so, but like a big year, I think right now is going to be for Yankton. I said this at the beginning of the year, and I'll say it at the end of the year, of course, is that they lose so many seniors. They lose everyone on that lineup, it sounds like, and they will be like one guy that's playing varsity right now. So, one guy on varsity will stay because he's like a sophomore, and he's actually been putting up some points. But yeah, this is going to be scary for Yankton next year, where they might be top 5 team, but now next year, because they got no experience at that varsity level for majority of their team, you might see them now competing more a little bit less. And that's why I'm next year I'm still excited, because that's the same thing kind of with Rapid. They're losing some big seniors and things like that. So it's just going to make everything more fun.
For sure.
But yeah, other than that, so I'm going to sit, Brookings, they're going to be moved up at, around that 4-5 area. And again, that 2 through 5, the Sioux Falls, Yankton, Brookings, that's the big competition on who can be that 2 and 3 and not the 4 and 5, because 4 and 5 would have to face Rapid if, they both end up winning. So
yeah, first game.
That's the biggest thing, because 2 and 3, you could get by, facing each other at semifinals and then, playing Rapid. So that's it's going to be that's going to be the big competition right there, is the 2 through 5. But then from 6, 7, 8, those 3 teams as well is going to be a big competition, because you got Watertown, Pierre, Huron right now with Aberdeen. I put Brandon Valley and Mitchell there. Sioux Center, I'm sorry, but it's just not gonna plan out again this year. But again, I really do like Brandon Valley. I think this is a good year for Brandon Valley to make, get an 8 seed right now. I truly think it can be possible. They have a good team. We saw it, right? I think, Watertown, Pierre, I think we kind of agree they can kind of be in there. But yeah, then you got that, can Mitchell pull out some games? They're already at 6 games played, which is going to be tough to keep, are trying to get their first win. Brandon Valley's only played 3. Aberdeen's only played 2. So Aberdeen and Brandon right now are teams that I feel like could knock out, of course, Huron. But yeah, it's going to be a tough battle at the end of that bracket there for sure.
Yeah, I know, because looking at Rushmore, like I said too, for like both teams, for like girls and boys, they've played a lot of games already. 8 and 9, boys have played 8, girls have played 9, and obviously, like, I don't, based off how they're going right now, for at least for the boys, like, I don't think they have to worry about having played so many games in the beginning, like so far the first month and a half, but like. You get down to it towards the end of the year, Aberdeen's only had the 2 games played so far, and if they got a bunch of games like coming up through, maybe halfway or more towards the end of the season, and they've got a chance, maybe another team, like like Oahe or Watertown, that's possibly, or even Huron. That's
Yeah.
it might be like sometimes it's almost like looking at it's like holy crap, they only played 2 games,
Yeah.
like, and they've had like the last 2 weeks and the weekends they haven't played at all. And it's like, geez, that's a big break. Almost like, that's kind of, I don't know if that's good, but then you think like, well, it could help them out in the end too, scenario wise, based on how things could play out throughout the season.
Yeah.
So it either could be a crutch, or it could help them out.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm excited about that. See what happens there. Um, State tournament for boys, I know, is in Sioux Falls. So
Yeah.
I think it was the 12th, 13th, and 14th type of thing. And yeah, we're excited to see what happens. We're excited to kind of see if there's anything we could do at state. And I think for us, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I think John at the Capital City Rock, like, he's the man. He knows
Yeah.
he's a commentator. He knows what to do. I can't do what he does. He does such a good job. And
Yeah, they got a good setup and everything.
And so I want to, I'll probably get a message out there and see, at the beginning of next year, in January, and just kind of see what he thinks if we can help them out, do something that maybe he's been wanting to do for a while, and see if we can't help out. So yeah, we'll see. Unless you guys have any ideas too, maybe you guys have an idea where you guys want like one of the corners or something where we're live streaming our game, or whatever, a Q&A section. I don't know. You guys just let us know if you guys have any ideas of what you think we could do, because that would be, something that we do. We can do our own thing. We don't have to do something with John, of course, but it would be it'd still be nice to get to state, kind of be there with all you guys, and kind of, do something special there. So, but yeah, man, anything else on South Dakota hockey you want to talk about?
No, nothing I can think of.
I was gonna
Just keep
say,
sending clips. Keep sending clips so you
yeah,
guys can
send
showcase
clips.
you guys. It's a big thing. I know it's still early off in the season. It might not be too much, but whatever you guys got, we'll sift through it. If it doesn't get posted, sorry about that. But still, the more the merrier. The more you send, the more chances you got.
For sure. Okay. I was just looking at now over in the NHL, just looking at all the standings. We did got some movement from last night.
Yeah, there should be a little bit of movement. Should be for sure.
Little movement from last night. Vancouver and Nashville takes their spot. That's the only difference on that eastern or western side. Teams won, of course, but no movement other than Nashville and Vancouver at the way bottom, where it does not really matter too much. Oh, yeah, they're still in the hunt, but still, yeah. And then there's movement in the East. Devils kind of popped back up there again. Kind of knew that was going to happen after. So, but yeah, let's jump over into the Western Conference. What now?
I was trying to see if I could watch Carter's game because it started at 7.
Oh yeah, you got to pay. You got to pay to
Yeah,
watch.
I was just noticing that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh well.
And it's like, yeah, it's stupid.
That's
Canadians
too bad.
Canadians rip you off. I tell you what, too.
Right? Maybe I just need to contact my family because they're out there in Canada right now. Hey,
yeah.
do you guys have an account for this right now? Like, is there?
Somehow?
Can I just use your guys' account? Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I
a
would be
hockey family, so I would not be surprised.
They might.
I mean, every family in Canada, I guess you could say, is probably a hockey family, but yeah.
But over into the NHL, the good old NHL, where we're hunting. They're in the hunt. They're on top of the food chain right now.
Yes.
The Anaheim Ducks. They're not hunting. They're getting hunted for sure.
Quack, 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 quack.
I'm gonna set that there. There we go. No, there. Okay, so Anaheim Ducks still leading the top. They must have won against Edmonton last night. Or I'm sorry, no, Edmonton played Buffalo, but they won last night. There was a
They scored a point, 1 second left on the clock.
Yes, that's what it was. Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, that was the one. Yep.
So, yeah, Anaheim. I tell you what, Anaheim right now is a team that
that they need to watch their backs when come
yes.
January when the Caps come to play them because we're headhunting is all I'm saying, and that's it. No, I'm just kidding. No, we'll get into that.
Bauer already asked Ovi
I was
and
furious.
with our connections that we have, yeah, we know that they're gonna go headhunting for sure.
Yeah. I've already got Wilson on speed dial. I said, "Hey, look, I know the Olympics is coming up, and you're gonna make, Team Canada, but I need you to circle this freaking date, okay? And you need to, Cardberry. I'm gonna call him up. I'm like, hey, you need to play Makarov. You need to suit him up that game, right? And you need to just, I'm sorry, Leo Carlson, Beneseka, be ready, just be ready, not to get hurt. No, 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 just clean game. We're gonna come. We're coming."
Oh, jeez. So yeah,
But
so right now with Anaheim's big thing, other than getting killed by the Capitals here, or beheaded
they're
by the
killing them.
um,
Honestly.
the biggest
Yeah,
thing
true train.
in the standings is they cannot afford to get on these 2 to 3 game losing streaks.
No.
Right now, the Knights are just a game back, but they are been hot of late, and they just if the Ducks, if they get on these losing streaks, are going to end up, falling pretty quickly because, again, yeah, 2 games is lost. The Kings, and then Edmonton's been hot of late, and so they're on the prowl, trying to get on the top 3 in Pacific. So that's the biggest thing for Anaheim right now is to make sure they keep it up. So
Well, they've had outstanding. The thing is with Anaheim, which has been crazy, is the fact that they've been playing 3 goaltenders so far because they've had a couple with injuries, but they've called up Val Huso, he's had stints in the NHL
yeah,
prior years, but he hasn't been solidified as like a starter or a #1 goalie. So he was down in the AHL, got called up due to injuries, and he's been their focal point for the last few games, especially with the big shootout win against the Caps over the weekend, and then these last night coming up huge in regulation and in OT. And then I think I don't know, I can't remember if they went to the shootout or not, but yeah, and he again he came up huge, and he's been a reason why and not the only reason, but he's been a big contributing factor as to why
yeah,
they've managed to hold their spot up there at the top.
yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, it's they're probably the biggest surprise right now out of all of the NHL. Just like how Caps were the biggest surprise of how good they were doing. No one expected the Caps to do so well last year. That's
Hmm.
just that's Anaheim this year is that they are
That's
just
that's their
picking.
development.
Yep.
All those guys
Somehow,
they were all
somehow,
drafted.
nah,
I mean,
that and they they got some Chris Kreider came over
well,
that veteran
they got
presence.
ex
I think.
Rangers,
Well, yeah,
ex Rangers.
but I think the presence of the veterans have probably helped out quite a bit, and that's maybe what they've
Definitely
been
helped the
missing.
Rooks, I think so.
So,
Yeah, but like Leo
um,
Carlson's on this is his 3rd year, so he's just getting better and better as the years go on, and
yeah,
now he's just stronger. So he's showcasing, he's doing really well. And then Becca Seneca, like again, he's a rookie this year. He's like 19-year-old and 20-year-old, whatever. I think he is leading rookies in points right now and goals, I believe.
yeah,
And then you have Troy Terry, Maxime McTavish. Obviously, and on the back end, what helps is their defense. You have Gudas and Truba.
yeah,
As an offensive player, you basically you have to like when you come to play the Ducks, you have to remind yourself that those 2 guys are back there on the blue line, that you can't have your head down at any time. And so
yeah,
that's helped defensively. That's helped a lot, I think, with them because it's helped them be more physical and protecting those young guys so they can showcase their talent.
yeah, for sure. So, yeah. Other than that, we're excited to keep watching them. Like I said, the Knights have been hot. I can see them, taking over that 1 spot at some point, and so
Hmm.
I will say if some, I do think Vegas will be #1 again, but if Anaheim can stay in there and be that 2-3 spot and play the Kings, oh, that'd be a California highway. First round would be freaking awesome. I'd love to
Be
see
awesome.
that.
I mean, it'd be great for the young guys for the Ducks, but let's see if they can hold out the whole season while doing all this.
Yeah,
That's the challenge. Can they do it, for 82 games? Granted,
Yep.
they'll have that break for the Olympics, which would be big for them, but still, it's a long
Yeah, it's gonna
season, a
be
long road ahead of us.
that's gonna be big for them because they're not gonna have that many guys, if any, maybe one or two that are in the Olympics, but yeah,
Yeah, we'll
and
see.
and but yeah, Canes on the other hand, Canes are still at number 3. One big thing, Kemper again better be on Team Canada. That better be coming out real soon. That freaking Darcy is the freaking starter.
I don't remember when the
I don't know. They
they're
should be coming
finalized
out
here
soon.
pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he better be on that roster. If not, that's a slap in the face for Canada. But other than that, Canes have had some talks about a new coach. They've talked about some trade deadline guys already. But the last game, and so they've been pretty hot. 6-0 after kind of these talks and things like that. Guys are performing a little bit better. So see what happens. See what happens down the road. But
Yeah, it looks like the 31st of December.
Okay, so right after Christmas.
They'll be finalized.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm excited for it. See what happens on that, and then again, right now in the wild card spot, already got Edmonton. Edmonton's been finally clicking, except for freaking big time defensemen. Jeez, do they give these contracts out?
I know. Did you?
He literally just gave it to the guy.
Oh my! When I was on my way to work. It was so funny because I think I was listening to it in the third period before when they were gonna pull Skinner. They pulled Skinner, getting the puck around, and like just based off the playoffs last year, I knew it. That feeling Edmonton's gonna score. They're gonna score. There was only 30 seconds left. I was like, they're gonna score. I just know it. And of course, it's McJesus, and he scores. So then they go to overtime, and I'm like, all right, good. This is all right. Yeah, and you just hear them win the face-off, goes in the defensive zone. They don't get puck possession, and Buffalo scores 33 seconds into overtime. Like, if that isn't Oilers fashion, I don't know what is. It was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. So Edmonton, we expect him to be in there, but I also expect him to see it in the trade market here to find a better goaltender. I don't know where.
Who the hell is available?
They need to figure something out. They got to figure something out. That's their biggest downfall on there.
Lack of urgency on defense. Holy crap!
Yeah.
The hell was that, Evan Bouchard? Dude, you're making
so much money.
How much?
Hey, at least got the assist.
Yeah, like that. Like if that doesn't get you off Team Canada, I don't know what. I mean, like that's such a lackadaisical play. It is unreal that it happens.
Not even close. Not yet off for sure. Before we get into the wild card, I know we talked about Edmonton being there because Edmonton's very close to being in that third spot there in the Pacific. But let's talk about the Central here in their top 3 because Colorado and Dallas have just been kicking it. Those two are fighting for 1 and 2, where Colorado's at 49 points and Dallas is at 47 points. Not terrible, but they're going to be fighting for that 1 and 2 spot. And then, the team that's 10 points behind. That's probably the biggest gap right now is Dallas and Minnesota for 2 and 3, as Dallas again is at 47 and the Wild's at 37. That's the biggest gap we have in any other league or not league, but any other division and anything else. That to me is crazy. So right now, Colorado, Dallas, hottest teams on the planet right now. Minnesota has a hot goaltender that
the wall.
Yeah, he's been winning games. He's in the rookie conversation of MVP there.
The Calder
Cup. So
we'll see another goaltender win.
Yeah, and us. I think Wolf did great last year, but Wall just in this short time so far has been outperforming what Wolf has done.
Wolf's not playing really good, right? He's having a pretty bad slump. He's having the slump of a sophomore season, but he's being backed up by another rookie goaltender over there in Calgary, who is a big reason why Calgary's kind of been on the rise as of late. The name of Devin Cooley.
Yep. And so Wild, Dallas, Colorado on the mark right there, and then probably other big gap is Minnesota and Utah, who's the next. That's the next one in wild card spot with 31 points. So the Central is kind of getting split up to like these three are going to be here. And honestly, I expect that right now to be that. If any of your other teams are in the Central, you're looking for a wild card spot at this point because there's no way. I could see the Wild maybe slipping up, but
maybe
there's just no way. I definitely don't see Colorado and Dallas going anywhere. They're 1-2 locked in already. Stamp it. That to me is a done deal. But yeah, then you look at this wild card spot, and still everything's still up for grabs, especially the wild card because Edmonton's at 32 and Vancouver's way at the bottom. They're at 25 points. So it's still give or take. But like the biggest thing out of the whole conference here is probably Seattle being right in the middle of being one of the lowest teams in this wild card hunt now since they were in the top 3 like 2 weeks ago for that Pacific. They just dropped so hard down that I don't see them. I don't know. I don't see them doing too much. They're probably going to keep rolling down because they're on a 5-game losing streak, and so they need to be
so far.
Yeah, so
right now, and they were tied with the Devils yesterday when we did it. But the Devils won last night.
Yeah,
so they snapped theirs.
So not looking good for Seattle at all.
Not looking good for a lot. If you look over there on the if you're looking at the standings, looking at the wild card standings, and you look on the right side column that says win streaks, there's a lot of L's over on that side.
Yes,
there's a lot of L's. I mean, that's why Calgary sees on the rise. They're coming up 7-2-1 their last 10.
Yep.
I mean, they're at 28 points, tied with Seattle, and only 1 point behind San Jose or St. Louis and Winnipeg, and 2 points behind Chicago. So with one win, Calgary jumps up all the way to 4th.
Yeah.
So I mean, like they're the ceiling is looking good for them. Like they're looking pretty good right now.
Yeah. I do like Calgary's chances a little bit better right now because they're not on a freaking 5-game losing streak. But yeah,
these teams got to figure it out. Like the Blues got to figure it out. They can't keep doing this year after year where they sit down here and then come a month or two before playoffs, they go like on a ridiculous run and then end up like squeezing into the playoffs. Like you make it the playoffs, but like as a team, you don't want to do this consistently year after year. You want to just solidify yourself as a playoff team. You don't want to have to keep battling.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like the whole year like this.
And
you think they'd be able to good, but no, it's just been slacking this year.
And that's what sucks is that the Blues just they're not there. Like you'd think they would be on this roll of last year. New coach comes in. Now we're just kicking butt, but they're just not there, dude, at all. So I don't know. But yeah, other than that, on this whole card is we talked about it last night when we tried to get this thing going was Nashville and Vancouver, right? When is it going to be time for them to say it's time to trade? It's time to just go.
Yeah, Vancouver already said all their vets are available, and then Quinn is obviously like they said no to Quinn, but like he's the biggest rumored trade so far right now in the last week. And sounds like I feel like he'll get moved before the deadline. That's the way
I would have to assume that as well. I don't know. I don't. This is what's going to make it more fun is that Nashville and Vancouver ends up trading like this. Let's just start trading. That's going to be making every other team so much better. But I think it's time for them to say we're done and it's time to go. It's time to move on. Let's rebuild now. That's what I think should happen in Nashville and Vancouver.
Well, yeah, Nashville, Trotz has got some things to do. I mean, they've got plenty of players that they should probably trade, older ones that they should trade away to get some younger assets back in.
Yeah.
And to start maybe thinking about, kind of a tool rebuild. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's the way that's going right now. It's obviously not working. It's not working.
100%. 100%. So, but yeah, other than that, man, I think, we're seeing some separation happening in this Western Conference. But man, when you look over at this Eastern Conference, it is tighter than anything
Tight.
It's tight. It's very tight.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I can't
There's one
do a
thing I want to
metaphor.
say before we hop over to the East is last night watching the Colorado and Buffalo game. I don't know if you saw the shootout. It went to a shootout.
Yeah.
Now it was amazing because that was another game where I watched that one actually at work, and Colorado scored. It was a 6-on-4, so they had a man advantage and they had an empty net and they scored with with 8 seconds on the clock or something, which was pretty awesome. Then they go into overtime. Overtime was electric, and then they go into a shootout. Okay, now you're going to a shootout and you're the Colorado coach. Who are you sending? Who are your 3 shooters that you're sending out?
Kel McCarr, Nathan McKinnon, and Brock Nelson.
Okay, not one of those persons shot last night in the 3 shooters.
That would have been my top 3, yeah.
So the first shooter was Martin Nietzsche, which I can
say Nietzsche. I was gonna say
Nietzsche is all right.
Put Nietzsche in for Brock, probably, yeah.
Yep. So then the second shooter was Nichushkin. Nichushkin shoots, which he can score, but last year and this year he's kind of he hasn't put up the numbers that he had 2 years ago. And now you'll never guess who they send out for their third shooter, who needed to score. He needed to score to continue the shootout, or else they lost. No, they send out Landeskog.
The captain. Captain.
They send out the one who hadn't played in over 1,000 games, because he was hurt from injury, came back last year. And it's a great story. I'm nothing against that. It's just like, it's a shootout. And you keep McKinnon and McCarr on the bench for your 3 shooters. Like, it blew my mind. I was like, if I'm a Colorado fan, what the hell? Like, I am pissed right now.
They can do that.
Those 2 were sitting on the bench.
You can do that when you're leading the league. Who cares? So
I still like, based off of how they played in overtime and how hard they were like playing and how hard they wanted to tie it up, and seeing McKinnon and McCarr out there the full last 2 minutes, the third, I figured they'd probably get want to be shooting in the shootout, because it looked like they really wanted to win that game. And it was but kudos to Buffalo. Peter Forsberg way to take out Wedgwood.
That was Nashville, dude. You said Buffalo.
Oh yeah, sorry, I meant not Buffalo. I meant Nashville. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, no.
That's why I got Forsberg. But because like at least they put out their skilled guys to shoot. Granted, Stamkos missed the net.
Take it. Yeah, get your skilled guys out there. When you don't score, take out the goalie.
Yeah, that looked like it hurt. But that was bizarre too that they let another shooter go against Wedgwood, and then when I think Landeskog was going to shoot, they end up pulling Wedgwood. The spotter pulled him for concussion protocol. But they let he was fine. Like, I don't know. It was a whole weird sequence. And if Landeskog would have scored and they would have had, because they had to bring in Blackwood, who was sat for 65 minutes cold. Like, I don't know how that, like, I can't imagine if Landeskog scores and then Nashville gets to shoot again, like how that would, like, they score right away. And, it's just like, I wonder if Colorado argues or challenges that, or like how all that works out. But, that doesn't have to happen. So that's for another day.
But, let's hop over to Eastern Conference here. And, like I said, that it is very tight, like to the point where in the Atlantic, right, they have 36 points for Tampa Bay, and the next team in the wild card spot has 35. Well, like just that alone, but like even in like the Metro, Washington 39, 35 is a wild card spot. So it's just crazy. Like right now in the Atlantic, right, 36, 36, 35 points. Tampa, Boston, Detroit, just right there. Then you have Montreal, Toronto, Florida, and is it? Yeah, that's it. Oh, in Ottawa,
and Buffalo.
30 points there, 32, 33. And so
even 28 you can't say is like out for the East.
It's just crazy. that
compared
Atlantic,
to the West.
yeah, compared to the West, it's gnarly. And then same thing with the Metro. 39 Washington, 38 Carolina, 37 New York Islanders. Then you have 35, 35, 35 with Pittsburgh, Philly, and New
Yeah.
Jersey, 34 with New York Rangers, 32 with
Mhm.
the Jack. Like, that is so
Uh,
crazy to
Not one. Every team on the Metro is above 500.
yeah, it's we talked about this the other day where uh well, actually we talked about it last night because it was Philly and Montreal right below the wild card spot, and we said
Yeah.
it's funny how one of these teams, if they played each other, they're in the same conference. The conference games matter the most for these guys. That if one
Mhm.
wins, they're up in the wild card spot, while one loses, they'll fall, and that's exactly what happened. The Philadelphia ended up winning 35 points right there. Montreal goes down and stays at 33, but other two teams, it's just crazy stuff, man. Crazy
It makes
movement
it so
here.
entertaining to watch, regular season because you're not only watching your team, but you're starting to watch, the other teams for just in the Eastern, just in your conference because it's how close it is. Like they matter so much. It's not even your division. You're like, screw that, dude. We need one of the 8 spots. I don't care where. We just need one.
Yeah, dude. Like this is so crazy close. And there's literally there's no separation. There is none. Like
No.
we can come back right before Christmas, and more than likely we could probably see Toronto or like Tampa Bay not even in in a playoff spot. That's how
Yeah,
gnarly it is.
yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
there's no other
yeah.
like top like these teams apparently they're all it's hit and miss for them right now. They win some, they lose some, but right now it's so entertaining
Mhm.
because it's so close. Like that's the biggest story that's coming out of this Eastern Conference is that it's so close with every team. Even like yeah, I know Boston, they're right there at 28. They're still kind of, they're getting farther back, but like still like you look at
That's
Ottawa
only because they've won 3 straight. They've won
yeah,
3 straight, and they put themselves back in that spot.
it's
Like
so
it's just,
it's just nuts. Like it's just so crazy. It really is. Like 4 or 5 games is 4 games is all in between all these teams. And
yeah.
that's
It's not.
just
That's a week.
gnarly.
That's 1 week worth of games
Yeah.
for most
That
teams. For
anything
a
can
lot of teams.
change.
Yeah.
Anything can change. It is just gnarly to me, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like basically, like because like Caps last 10, they're 8-1-1, which is well, that's the best for the East. But then you have, amazingly enough, it's the Flyers 7-3-0 because they've been playing pretty damn good hockey behind later, and they've had some success, with their offensive team. The defensively they struggle somewhat, but they're one of the teams that can score, with like multiple goals within a minute. They've done that multiple times so far this year where they've scored 2 to 3 goals within 30 seconds to 60 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, they just they struggle to hold that lead. So that's kind of reason might be why they're just sitting in the wild card spot, not actually in a 1, 2, 1, 2 or 3 spot. But and then like yeah, like and it's just crazy the fact that like a lot of the teams too, like they have open like like very open weaknesses
Yeah.
that are telling, but they're still managing to stay relevant. Like Montreal and their goaltending. I don't know if you saw
Yeah.
that with the bad play of Montembeau, well, Dobish last night, and then Montembeau, who's had just a it really sucks. It's a really, really, really bad start to this. He has no confidence, lost it all. It's crazy to think that from last year being called as a third goalie for the Four Nations on Team Canada,
Yeah.
and then also making the playoffs. Yeah, they get bounced by the Caps first round, but you guys made the playoffs. You got the atmosphere. Everything was going good. It was all going up. And then this year is just such a horrible start. No confidence at all. And so now they're calling up like who I mentioned before in preseason, Fowler, Jacob Fowler.
Yeah.
They called them up. So now like they're the goalie of the future for the Canadians now is try to be the goalie of the present and
Yeah.
try to save them and try to keep them where they're at. And then like that's how desperate teams like they're just trying whatever they can. And that's why I think we see there's not really been any trades at all. because like everything is still so close. GMs are still like, "I'll give me another week or two," because yeah, you see after 1 week, teams move 4 or 5 spots. They're in and
Yeah.
out night after night. Like it's just too close to make any moves.
Yeah. So it's yeah, I don't know, man. It's so exciting to just to see that. Just to
Yeah, as well, and especially so
oh
many injuries too. Like these guys are still
yeah.
so close, like because there's a lot of big, like Tampa Bay is injured, ridiculed. Yet they've managed to stay up there and stay relevant.
Yep.
New Jersey, I think, yeah, New Jersey and Carolina's been hit bad by the goalie bug, so they had to call up Brandon. They
Yep.
picked up Brandon Boosie on waivers, who
Yep.
has been winning them games. I think he's won their last 6 or 7 games with them. Like when he started, like yeah, I think he's 7-1 so far this year. I think, or something ridiculous. I'd have to look, but like yeah, that's just a waiver pickup, a freaking waiver pickup that's saving the Hurricanes right now because and Freddie Anderson was hurt and so was Kochek or whatever. So like they got hurt and they haven't played well. So it's just like they're finding what they can. Senators, they were up there too with Kachuk out.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, now that they got him back, they've lost their last three, which is weird. But like I said before, there's like Dallas, they're rolling. Matt Duchene comes in, and he doesn't shake anything up. They continue to keep rolling. They're on a 4 game win streak. So it
Yep.
depends. Certain teams they can get guys back and can still continue. But sometimes teams are, they get used to having that guy out, and the guy
Yeah.
they called up is playing really well. So it's a hard decision for coaches and stuff like that too to make. Like it's got to be tough. It's got to be super stressful right now for everybody around the league.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm just excited. I'm excited. Excited to see what happens after the Olympics.
I know. I'm
Um,
excited to see their 31st, to see their finalized Olympic rosters, to see who's all
yeah.
going to be
So
going.
yeah, let's jump into that because I do have a question for you because it's been a hot topic here of late. It has to do with one of your Washington Capitals. I think you have seen this as well.
Mhm.
But
Oh
and
yeah.
guys that are watching, you can answer this question too in the comments. Um, for Team Canada, would you, if you had a spot open, would you rather have Tom Wilson, or Connor Bedard? Because, and here's the big thing, right? Connor Bedard has like now, 40 some points, I think, with like
Oh yeah.
seven, eight
Incredible.
hits. But then you
Mhm.
have Wilson, who's about that 34, 32 points of the season, but with like 30 some hits as well. So who who I know you probably are going to lean more probably Wilson. So, but I want to get your input on it first too, and kind of,
Yeah.
and then I'll give you my input on it, of course. But and then also viewers chime in. Who would you guys rather have? Would you rather have Tom Wilson, Connor Bedard, or even uh, Mac out in San Jose? So I don't know. You tell me what do you feel? Again, I think you're going to go with Wilson, of course, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah. But
give me your
there's big
process on
reasons.
that.
Like yeah, like that. Yeah, obviously, like Bedard is phenomenal. He's having an incredible, season so far, especially based off of how he was last season and how it looked like he just didn't care to be there, wasn't having fun, and it's such a 180, even a whole 180, from last season to this season, and yeah, like you said, yeah, he's up to 18 goals and like he's up at 40 points. And yeah, Wilson's at I think like 37 points and 17 goals or whatever. But like though for you know, it's yeah, I know you're going for gold and you want to take your best players. And Bedard is got a way higher ceiling than Wilson does. And I don't know right now if I would say necessarily he's like all better just based off the fact that Bedard could take off the puck pretty easily if it comes to Wilson. Like Wilson, you
Yeah,
can't push Wilson off the puck that easily. But for this tournament and everything and how big it is, I think it's best to take your experience and because like Four Nations we saw last year, Jack Hughes for the Americans. He
yeah,
was good, but he got thrown around a lot. Like
100%.
he couldn't stay on his feet. He was just thrown around a lot. And I'm glad he kept his composure at least, so he didn't whine, and all that stuff. But that's the one thing I'm worried about with Bedard
Yeah,
for on Team Canada. Yeah, he's got the skill set and all that, but the physicality that the Olympics are going to bring, because it's going to be a whole different ball game. He has to keep your composure, keep your head, and you can't take those dumb penalties of not necessarily whining to the ref, but always complaining, I guess, after some time, after some hits. And
Mhm.
like we've seen Bedard, and he's got a past of doing this. Even after, I know he has the A now, and he had only one stint after getting the A of kind of doing that, but he's kind of stopped doing that, and he's realized he needs to be more mature about it when he has the A. But I just think you need to take Wilson, who's got a bigger body. He can do it all. He can score. He could drive to the net. He could drive to the corners. He can hit. He could do it all. And that's really what you need, is you need a player that can play all the roles, not just kind of a few roles. And so
Yeah.
like Wilson's more, as of right now, he's more complete. The next Winter Olympics, for sure, you take Bedard,
Yeah.
you take them both automatic, because in that time frame, he basically, now I think that they should just give, now if like we do another Four Nations next year, and all the World Juniors that happen now from now for the
Yeah.
next couple of years until the next Winter Olympics, you just have Bedard on those teams and Celebrini, so they can get more experience playing. Because I know they've played Worlds
Yeah.
before, obviously growing up, but I think they just need a little bit more, and and hopefully too that they make the playoffs and can get some experience in the playoffs with that intense hockey, because that's something that they haven't experienced yet. And it's a whole different ballgame. We all know this.
Yeah.
Everybody knows this. It's a whole different gear when it comes to playoffs. Like,
Yep.
yeah, like you need that experience, and I think they need that before they get a spot. Because they're on the edge, but I just don't think you bring them with just to bring them with. I think you bring the guys that you're gonna play, and Wilson's the guy that's gonna play.
Yeah. I I agree with you. My take on it, right? It was funny because yeah, I was watching, because
Yep.
Biz and Whitney were talking about it, and
Hmm.
Biz was just like, "You wouldn't bring him? Are you kidding me?" And I'm just like, I think it was Whitney. I was pretty sure it's Whitney that he goes, "Dude, like you bring Bedard, what does he bring to the squad? Yeah, he's probably gonna bring you some points,
Hmm.
but Canada's not short on points. You're not going to be
No,
short on
they've got
points
talent.
at
No.
you got you're going to have McDavid, Sidney Crosby, and Nathan McKinnon that could
Yeah.
potentially be on a power play. You're on.
Yeah.
You should be 100% on your power play.
Yeah, they got 40 forwards. I mean, they got all the
it's
talent they need up front.
so yeah. You don't need to bring a guy that's not built quite yet for that. He's
Yeah.
not built for
Oh.
it. He's just not.
Mm.
You need a guy that, again, when it comes to playoff and these big games, it's physical. It's
Mm.
always going to be physical. If you get away from that, you're going to see the United States take everything, because that's our mentality firsthand is physical. And so
Yeah, I mean, you already saw the Four Nations game. The first game, the face off. We had a line brawl. Or not line brawl. We had three consecutive fights. So like you're telling me that you're gonna. I mean, I know Bedard's not gonna be out there for something like that, but like you need Matthew Kachuk, Brady Kachuk are out there for the U.S. Like you need players that can do everything, and that's one of them: fighting or hitting, like the physicality side. And Bedard can't do that. I'm sorry, he can't. Oh, hold on here. Can't hear you. I think your thing died. Just grab the other one. Oh, here. Sorry. There we go. Funny, it's like he's laughing right in my face too.
well, there we go. It's gonna die
So,
on me again,
there
probably.
you go. I can hear you now, but yeah, it's like he's laughing at my face too, because Chicago's
I
playing right now,
picked up
playing
the
the
wrong
Rangers.
thing too. That's the fun part.
Oh,
The charger I picked up doesn't work. I'm not
Perfect.
sure if the thing's completely.
I think so because it just did it again.
Yeah, she's a dying on me.
And she's got
Which
her. Well, it's a good thing we're at
means
the end here.
we gonna be done here real quick.
Yep. And like I was saying, it's like Bedard is laughing at me as he has scored a goal in 19th against the Rangers so far. Dude's on a tear, but sorry, I think you gotta this 1 year you might have to leave him out. You
Well,
have to just leave him out to this time.
I was wondering what you were doing. Okay, you good?
Yeah, all of a sudden I was like I couldn't hear you, and I was like, I thought it was
I was
me.
like, yeah, I saw my thing wasn't. So, but yeah, I don't see the big drama on that. I think
Man, I get it's a hard conversation to have, and you're like, if you ask not like if you just ask like a casual, a random, who only just sees highlights or just sees the outlets of what they put, you're gonna be like they're gonna think you're on crack saying that, but Wilson should go over Bedard, but no, it's when you know it, it's going like how it's played, like it's just no, you have to take Wilson this year at least.
even that, like the points per game isn't that crazy off compared
Yeah.
to each other, and
Because like
that's the thing.
you think like all these teams are like the Americans aren't going to take. They're not just like these teams aren't just going to go to the top point leaders and just like go and look at the top 10 and just automatically put those people on. Like that's not how they choose their rosters. That's not that doesn't. This is not logical. That's not how they do it. They have to pick the players that fit the best roles that they want.
Exactly, and that's why I think Wilson's a better fit because, Bedard probably has a couple more, like 5 more points in him, but not in hits, and that's to me is the biggest thing. So
if Wilson's that close to him in points, but he's a way bigger player and has kind of a bigger role.
Yeah,
like why wouldn't you take him? Be dumb not to.
So.
And Comfort is not on the final for right now for Canada.
Yeah, he will.
Wedgwood makes that third goalie with, I believe it was Bennington and Thompson as deservingly so. Sorry, Thompson hasn't had a very good season.
Whatever. We'll see what happens here towards the end. But all right, let's call that good since my mics wanted to be done. And hey, we got a whole hour in and no interrupt. Well, sorry, we did get an interruption. Something had to go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's just a mic's time. That's doable. That is manageable.
And at least it wasn't for like 30 minutes where it stopped. So, but anyways, thanks for coming in, guys. I think we had like 4 viewers at one time and here and there, so not too shabby like that. So other than that, guys, remember, hit us up here, subscribe here on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Other than that, we will see you guys right before